Hello, and welcome to the greatest show on earth. This very stinky poopy video. Welcome. Sit back and relax. Grab your popcorn, grab your peanuts. Peanuts. Okay, grab your peanuts and enjoy. Did you like the amazing intro? Well, of course you did, because this is going to be about clowns. So, obviously, if you don't like clowns, get the fuck away! Now, there are the basic of clown types are Whiteface, character clowns, and Auguste clowns. So we will be making 3 characters based off of those, and each one, it's okay if you do not know what these basic styles are, because I will be describing them to you with each one. So let's of course first do the Whiteface clown. Boom shakaka! Sorry that the speed paint is a little fricked up. You don't notice it right now, but like later on, it just randomly stops because I think I got distracted and just left it open for a long time. I'm sorry. I don't know. You probably won't even care because I'm just going to be blabbing the whole entire time about Whiteface. Let's talk about Whiteface. First, this character was actually first going to become a character clown. As you can see, kind of see in her design, or I heavily based it off of the old Housewives. And then I was talking to my dad because he's a clown and he was a part of the Ringling Brothers. And I asked him, what should I do with this? Because I want to make her a character clown, but I just said I needed help with the accessories. And then he told me, well, character clowns, it's mostly hobos and nerds, or very specific things, but mostly nerds and hobos. And so I said, oh, well, then I could just make her a Whiteface because she already has white in her color schemes. And for these designs, I wanted to keep a very basic color palette because very basic colors when it comes to clown makeup can go a very, very long way. I mean, my personal clown makeup just has blue and black in it, which is so amazing. But yeah. So then she became a Whiteface clown. And with white faces, you have to be all white. You have to paint your neck, your ears, or it looks weird. And also, a lot of times, they will wear gloves. But since she has short sleeves, I just made it so she would have to paint her arms as well. But she's still so cute. Also, my dad told me that with Whiteface clowns, they're usually the boss clowns. So with a circus, of course, you're going to have a group of clowns, or sometimes just one clown. Then you're just the boss of yourself. But a lot of times, the Whiteface is the boss clown, so they're in charge of all the clowns. But let's get into more of the history of Whiteface. I'm just going to read off of Google real quick. A Whiteface clown is a traditional circus clown archetype characterized by a face completely covered in white makeup with features painted on in contrasting colors of red or black. And that's the thing. Traditionally with Whiteface, you use black or red. But that did not go well. I wanted her to be cutesy, you know? Most of the Whiteface people that I see are males. And the ones I've seen for females, they also then have the red and black. But, I don't care. I want her to be different, okay? I want her to be more of a bubbly but more stern, because she's supposed to be like the mother hen of all the clowns. If there was going to be maybe I should make a circus. But anyways, I want her to be more of a mother figure. So that's why she's the housewife thingy. Yeah. I forgot what I was talking about. And also, Whiteface is the more traditional. It's one of the first ones that came out. And also when people think of clowns, you think of Whiteface clowns, especially with horror movies. You think of Pennywise. You think of Art the Clown. I don't know any other scary clowns because I hate scary movies. Ooh. I'm looking on clown Wikipedia. It says that it went back to the medieval times and traditionally with like jesters and court jesters or like in the theaters of ancient Greece, which I think is pretty cool. I don't know. And one thing is that out of the 3 characters that I made, she has a wig, and then the last one's gonna have a wig. I personally don't really like wigs, but a lot of clowns wear wigs because you want to have that colorful, and more volumized hair, which I don't really have. I have straight hair. But I don't know. I don't know what else to talk about. Give me a second. Oh, I just thought of another clown that does whiteface. Ronald freaking McDonald. And there's also Bozo the Clown, which Bozo the Clown is very iconic. Yes. Okay, so next is character clown. Now I was doing some research, and it says something about traditional circus clown types, and it says that traditionally there are 3 basic types of clowns that appear in the circus: the whiteface, Auguste, Auguste, and the character. Nowadays, a 4th type, the tramp or the hobo clown. Which is funny because this character clown that I'm doing is basically a hobo / tramp. So I will not be doing the 4th type, and also I would not categorize that as itself because no. Now, this design for the character clown, I really based it off of Emmett Kelly, which was, he is very popular when it comes to it. He's a hobo clown. And he's kind of, I think, one of the first hobo clowns. Hobo clowns. It says that he first appeared in England in 1805, which is pretty cool. And I basically just stole his look, except he doesn't have a beard. It's a different mouth look, and the outfit's a little different. And he actually has freckles on this one, and on Emmett Kelly's, she has like little dots for eyebrows, and white, like kind of eyeshadow look. Well, not eyeshadow, but it goes like above where the eyebrows would be. But I really like how this design looked. It came out exactly how I wanted to. The same with the whiteface look. Here's some examples of character clowns that aren't just the hobo or tramp. It's here. I'm just looking on Wikipedia or whatever. It says, there's other types of characters, like you could do a butcher, a baker, policeman, a housewife, or hobo, which I was gonna do for the whiteface, but I could have done that now thinking about it. Prime examples of this type of clown are the circus tramps Otto Griebling and Emmett Kelly, which I already explained Emmett Kelly, but I don't know who Otto is. You can look it up, though. There's even a part where it talks about their makeup, and it says their makeup starts with a flesh tone base, and many make use of anything from glasses, mustaches, and beards to freckles, which I did. I added freckles from mine, but I didn't want to add a beard because I wanted to have that still mouth shape for it. Which is my favorite type of mouth shape for clown makeup, which is why I did that. Now, he doesn't really look like, now that I'm looking at it, he doesn't really look like a full-on hobo, because his outfit is still pretty neat, but, I don't know, I still like how it turned out, and it's just more, clean. I'm really bad at making stuff look messy with my art style, but I think I still got the point across that he's supposed to be like a hobo, whatever. On my TikTok, I was asking for recommendations for his name, and someone said Mr. Bobo, which I really like. I don't remember the other names, but someone said Tony the Brick. I don't know, but I like Mr. Bobo because he still looks pretty sophisticated, even though he's supposed to be a hobo. because of that suit and that hat. He just looks pretty sophisticated, and I feel like Mr. Bobo sounds kind of dumb and silly like a hobo, but still the Mr. part kind of makes him seem more sophisticated with how his outfit is, and I love that. Actually, first of all, I wasn't gonna add the blush. I added the freckles first, and it just looked off and weird. And then I added the blush, and oh, I got the perfect shade. I love that color. I mean, I wish I could get that for my actual clown makeup, but oh my god, do you know that clown makeup can be pretty expensive? Yeah, that's why when you do it, you don't really use a lot of it. Or you can if you want to. I don't care. My sister uses actual like girly makeup, but I use clown makeup because face paint. I don't like face paint; it hurts my skin or whatever. I'm actually very excited to research about the Auguste style because I've personally never done it before, and I don't think I know anybody who does it. I mean, I do, but I don't know them on a personal level, and it's the only clown type that I don't really know anything about. So let me do a little research, and we'll see. So this is just the basic Google definition when you look it up. An Auguste clown is a type of clown characterized by a more exaggerated and comical appearance compared to a whiteface clown. So, I don't know how I feel about that or what to get from that. But it says also, they typically have a fleshy toned face with oversized features, a large, often red nose, and wild, mismatched clothing. Auguste clowns are often portrayed as clumsy, foolish, or rebellious, and are frequently the target of the whiteface clown's jokes. That's actually pretty cool. So with the fleshy toned face, that's what I did. Though if I could change one thing, where like the eyebrow part is above his eye, I would have changed it to white. This clown does look a little creepy. I tried not to, and also these clown makeup, the character clown and then this Auguste clown was kind of hard to do because I was having a hard time not making it look like Juggalo makeup because, I mean, Juggalos are fine, but I want it to be completely different from the Juggalo makeup. Though this one, it kind of has the same eye, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. And also at first, I was just going to have the color palette be red and yellow, but then I actually the mouth part that's blue right now, it was at first red, the same red as on his shirt and on his nose, and that looked really creepy. It looked like his mouth was really wide. So I decided to add a third color, which is of course, as you can see, blue, which made it look a lot less creepier. So it would have looked a lot creepier if I added the red on the mouth. Also, I was gonna give him a rubber chicken, but then I completely forgot for some reason. So, I feel like his circus act would be he's a juggler, but instead of regular juggling stuff, it would be chickens, not actual chickens, rubber chickens, which I think is pretty silly too. And I feel like he would ride the unicycle at the same time. I don't know. Because it says here that they're pretty silly, like clumsy and foolish. So, I don't know. I feel like rubber chickens kind of fit to that. And also because on his color palette, there's yellow and red. And a lot of times the traditional or regular rubber chicken has the red and the yellow. So that's perfect. So, here's another thing. They have like exaggerated expressions, like maybe big eyebrows and stuff, which I already said. But a lot of the things that they do is slapstick comedy. So, like you'll pretend to slap somebody, and I think that's really cool because, you'll pretend to slap somebody, but the audience is focused on the face because that's where you're slapping them, and you don't notice that underneath, like by the waist, they actually clap their hand really loud, and that's what makes the slapping noise, which is pretty cool. But also the Auguste clowns, they do pranks of all sorts. So like the pie face, that's a lot of times the Auguste one. The number one skill of the Auguste clown is clumsiness, And Auguste clown, it comes from Berlin slang for idiot, which I think is really funny. And that early circus audience had no idea when they called out Auguste to their first clumsy performer for their legacy, their insults would leave. I think that's pretty funny. I don't know. And I think this character that I made for Auguste fits perfectly because he kind of looks like he has no thoughts, no brain, just a smooth brain. And I love that about him. He's one of my favorites out of the three. Well, he is my favorite out of three. So my favorites are this one, then the character clown, and then the Whiteface. I like the Whiteface, but not as much. I feel like I could have done more with the colors. And I feel like I could have done more to make her look more like the boss clown. Oh, and with clowning, you can either be the type that, like, talks out loud, or you could be just more of the physical performer. And I feel like he would be more of the physical performer. And I feel like the Whiteface would, speak. Yeah, I love. And that is the end of this stinky poopy video. Let me know if you like this video. If you would want something more like this. And also if you would want me to make a whole entire circus. And if you have any name suggestions for these characters, please tell me. I have no idea what to name them. Please and thank you. Goodbye.